Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of PlayitRight TV. I'm Diane Castilla with the Dean, Kenito Henson. Kenito, again, we have another super special guest coming to us all the way from España, from the Rafa Nadal Academy. So excited to talk to them.
Well, here at PlayitRight, we only give you the best and the greatest in sports. So we've got not just Alex Eala, whom we all know to be the future of Philippine tennis, but also our coach at the Nadal Academy, Daniel Gómez, who is Brazilian Spanish. And we'll be talking to them about the future of Alex Eala in world tennis.
All right, of course, we all know Alex is a tennis sensation, making such a name for the Philippines and the international tennis world, ranked number 8 in the ITF juniors right now. And at 16 years old, she has a WTA ranking of just a little bit over 500. She's joining us today all the way from the Rafa Nadal Academy and with her super coach, who I actually met at the US Open Junior. So welcome, Coach Danny and Alex, to Play It Right TV.
Hello,
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for having me and having Danny as well.
All right, so we're going to start off. Alex, we know that you just finished your preseason, and for tennis players, the whole month of December is usually used to get in shape, to really level up your fitness, work on different aspects of your game. How was your preseason? I know you played the Orange Bowl in Florida, and then you actually stayed in Florida for your preseason. Can you tell us about it?
Well, my preseason started a bit mid-December, I think, and it started off really well. I was doing preseason with Danny in Florida. But after a week or two, I got COVID, so I had to isolate and stop for a while. And Danny also got it. So during the
Oh,
holidays, we were kind of in isolation as well.
oh, so how long did you have to, were you unable to play?
I stopped playing for about 2 weeks, and I
Ooh,
started again when I came back to Spain.
wow. That's a little bit long, huh? Coach Danny, so how does that affect Alex's preparation for the coming 2022, and what plans do you have for her to get back in shape? I know that she has a couple of tournaments coming up at the end of the month.
Well, this wasn't our plan to stop on the mid of the preseason, but it's something that is happening. Every players around the world has to adapt for that, and we are not different. The only thing we are restarting slowly and step by step again, so almost like the beginning of preseason again. But
Mm.
everything that we worked on the during the preseason, the technique change and everything are still there. So this is a good thing. She was playing very good under the before the COVID, and now it's just question of getting back with the fitness.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to quickly ask Alex, so Coach Danny said that you're working on specific aspects of your game technically. Can you tell us? I'm sure you're continuing to work on your serve. What else was the focus um, before you had to pause for COVID?
Well, there are a couple things. I think I worked a lot on fitness during the preseason, and especially the start of the preseason. I think fitness is what the main focus, and then you lean more on technique and things like that. Well, working on my ground strokes and yeah, but it's mostly fitness and of course the serve technique. But
Mm.
yeah, that's all I can say really for now.
Oh, Alex, now that you've grown in stature, you're known the world over, you're world ranked. What pressure does that give you, especially during this preseason? You're preparing for this year, for 2022. What are your plans? How do you intend to develop your game further? And is this pressure getting to you little by little?
I don't see a reason to be pressured.
Mhm.
Um, I don't think it's. I don't really think. Well, yeah, I don't see any reason to be pressured. I think I should just continue practicing, continue working hard, and I think that results will come if I continue to keep my head down and stick with the plan that my team has built for me.
Well, Danny, you've been with Alex in several Grand Slam events. Um, do you see the kind of improvement that you expected from Alex going from one tournament to the other?
Yes, I do. Yeah, she's improving a lot her game. As we were talking, her technique is changing a lot, but always like calm, not rushing to make big changes to allow her to keep competing. So we are very patient to make the change little by little. We can see the game organization as well. She's improving on this way and getting more mature as a person, and it we can see on court as well.
Well, Danny, just a question about which tournament do you feel Alex would be more suitable for? Is she more for the singles event, or would she be more for a doubles tournament player? Because she's had a lot of success as a doubles player, but at the same time, she's also reached the semifinals in the juniors of a Grand Slam event.
Well, she plays well both,
Mhm.
and we were putting much more attention on singles. There is no doubt. This is the main goal for every player, so we are not any exception. But of course, doubles is something important. To get experience is hour of game match playing, and if you can do it well in professional, it's also give you money, give you um, time on TV. So it's everything is important for us. No, we will not regret anything. Everything that comes, we're gonna try to get it.
Yes.
Danny, I wanted to ask you. So at age of 16, that Alex is like in the 500s. That's a very good ranking. Can you tell us more or less the general plan, and why did you decide to skip the Australian Open Juniors? I understand you're going to be playing the uh, pro tournaments at the Nadal Academy. Am I right? Three tournaments starting the end of January.
Exactly. We're gonna play those three tournaments in the academy, and that's the reason of that is because we are trying to focus on pro tournaments this year.
Mm.
Probably we're gonna play the junior Grand Slams only here in Europe, if it
Mm.
can fit on the calendar. But the main goal is to get good ranking in pros.
Yeah. Well, Alex, I know you're not big on goals. You're just focusing on your development, but you normally exceed your goals. I remember before you were like aiming for top 100 in the juniors, but you became like number two. So, and I know that the Nadal Academy, of course, is very high standards. What is your pro goal for this year, like in terms of ranking?
That's a good question. Well,
Or no number in mind. You just need to improve your
I'm
game.
I think I would prefer to keep the numbers to myself and to the team. Kasi that way there's not any additional pressure or anything, but definitely I can confirm that I do have big goals for this year.
Yeah. And Coach Danny, what do you think it's going to take for Alex to really move up in the WTA ranking in terms of her game? I know that she has also had some injury issues with her foot at the US Open or before the US Open. So what does she need to do to be able to really move up in the rankings and win more matches and uh, win tournaments, of course?
Yeah. I think it's question of time. Everyone is there to win. Everyone is working hard when you're going to professional, and she is also deserving to make something big. Now it's question to play more and more tournaments, get experience on this level, and we will see. I think very soon she can make something big.
Yeah. Alex, didn't you win one of these tournaments last year? One of these pro tournaments last year. You're gonna have to defend those points. Am I correct
Yes, I
or
did.
no?
I won the first week of last year, but
Mhm.
this year they changed from a 15,000 to a 25,000. All of them, so
Oh,
they're higher level tournaments essentially.
oh, so that's good. So
So
that'll give you
very
more
excited to
points.
play them.
Yeah. And isn't it such an advantage that you have these pro tournaments right in your home court at the Nadal Academy where you practice pretty much every day?
Of course, it's a huge advantage. Well, for one, it's very cost efficient. You don't need to fly out anywhere, and to have my whole team here and all the support from my coaches and my friends, it's um, very motivating.
Well, Alex,
You?
tell us about your support team. We know about Danny and how he has helped you grow your game, but your father is with you. Who are your others? Who are the others in the team, Alex Ayala, giving you the much needed support? And I also know that wherever you play, there's always a Filipino contingent of cheerers coming out to encourage you and to clap every point that you make. Tell us about your support team.
Um, well, I think my support team is very big. I think a lot of people here in the academy have contributed to my game, whether it's a big change or just little advice about about anything really. And of course, a big thank you to my fitness coach Joseph. I've been
Mhm.
working hard with him a lot of hours in the gym, and and of course my family back home is a big part of my support team, um, which I miss them a lot, and I hope that they can see the outcome and they can feel proud of the support that they give me.
What about Rafa Nadal himself? Do you get an opportunity to interact with him? Does he give you advice?
Of course, I've talked to him a couple times, and
Mhm.
but he doesn't really well, let's say coach per se. He doesn't coach the
Mhm.
other players. Of course, he still has his own career to worry about. But there's a lot of things that you can take away from just watching him, or seeing how he deals with different problems and different issues. So
Well, Alex, I know you have a lot of role models in tennis. If you were to break down certain aspects of your game, can you tell us more or less who would the player be if you were to improve, let's say, your backhand? Who would that player be if you were to improve your forehand, if you were to improve your balance, your ground strokes, your serve and volley game, your baseline game? Would you have role models for each of those techniques that I mentioned?
um, that's a good. Well, I think that everyone's stroke and everyone's technique is personalized to them. And
Okay.
it's very unique. I don't think it's very rare. It's very seldom that you see the two people with the exact same serve or the exact same forehand or the exact same playing style. There's always something that's different about them, and that's I think that's what's amazing about tennis is that you and the journey is that you find, like, that's what you need to do. You need to find what's best for you, and that's why you're working on the court every day, is because maybe this thing doesn't work as well, but you still have to try it to see if that's good for you, and if it's not, you change. And
Mhm.
that's where the teamwork with my coaches and my team comes in, and you discuss whether how you feel about this and how you feel about that, and then the outcome becomes better after.
But what
Yeah.
about Danny? When you see Alex on the court, Danny, do you see her as Alex Ayala or as someone who is growing to become a new, I don't know, Sharapova or or a player, someone like a model in your mind?
Oh, this is a good thing to talk about because Alex is a very personal player, so we don't try to copy anybody else. We go very personal. to try things that really works to her. And as I said before, we don't run with any change to really understand her game and let she be comfortable to be offensive on her, because this is how she feel comfortable. This is how she play free, and there's the big advantage she has. She has very good instincts on court, and we don't want to change that.
Okay.
Danny, what are some of the special things that you see in Alex? What makes her so successful, and what are the components of her game that you feel are really? I know that you, I mean, you believe that she can be one of the top players of the world. Tell us what you see in her.
Do we have a lot of time?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, she definitely
We
has the height. I mean, 5 foot. Yeah, are you 5'8" or 5'9", Alex?
5'8". 5'8".
Yeah, 5'8". Yeah, but what else?
well, things on court I like pretty much. She make almost all the time good choice, surprising many times the opponents. She control emotional very well. She's very disciplined when we are working here in the academy. She have a lot of wills to win. She makes winner kind of easy.
Mm,
So big return. She knows how to move on the net. So we try to use all those weapons to make it even bigger and take more advantage.
yeah. Alex, how's your foot? It's not painful anymore. You able to train like full on 100% your fitness, sprints and all that?
Yes, my foot is completely fine now. I'm just focusing on getting the feeling of matches back and trying to play more and more points, and get the decision making and instincts, as Danny said, back on during the pressure moments.
Yeah. And Danny, you said earlier that Alex is just going to play junior Grand Slams probably in Europe. So I'm thinking that's the French Open and Wimbledon, right? Because you want to focus on WTA tournaments. Can you give us clarification? If you are top 5 in the juniors, you get certain wild cards to which tournaments are that? What level?
15Ks and 25Ks.
If you are in
Top 10, and then if you are top 5, you have the same level of tournaments but bigger. And
mhm.
then second, oh no, third, second and first, you go for
Even
bigger
higher.
tournaments.
Mm. So Alex, I know you want to improve your WTA ranking, but Kinito, she's only 16. She still has 2 more years in the juniors. So, is winning a Grand Slam singles title still one of your goals? I know you've won doubles.
Definitely, of course, it's still one of my goals. If you're going to play a Grand Slam, you're going to, I'm going to play to win. Um, but it's definitely a goal, but it's not a necessity.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I don't think, you know winning Grand Slam and being 16. I'm getting older, and I'm trying to work on not feeling the need to win the Grand Slam, a junior one. I think a lot of people, especially juniors, tend to put a lot of importance in that, and it's added pressure, I think. So I think that's also something to work on mentally. But definitely, if I go there, I'll play to win and do everything I can to get the title.
So if
Alex,
you if you win, you
yeah.
win. Yeah.
Alex, a lot of fans always reflect on your performance in the doubles in the Australian Open of 2020 and then in the French Open in 2021. I mean, those are your big victories in the doubles category. But Filipino fans also realized that you paired with different partners in winning those two championships. One with Nugroho, who's from Indonesia, and the other one was Selek Matava from Russia. So, how are you able to adapt to your partners? Is it more them adapting to you, you adapting to them? We've seen some Filipinos who have, or Filans, who have actually distinguished themselves in tennis as a doubles player, like Tret Yui. He was more known to be a doubles player than a singles player. Not that I'm thinking that you'll be a better doubles player than a singles, because I think Danny has plans for you as a singles player, and obviously that would be the ultimate goal, to be the best singles player you are. But in your doubles career, you've shown exceptional talent, especially in pairing with different individuals. Can you tell us about how you're able to adapt to different partners and winning Grand Slam championships?
Well, doubles is all about teamwork, and
Okay.
I think it's a lot based on energy and attitude. And it's not that one adapts to the other; it's that both adapt to each other. And it's not uncommon for people to partner with many different other players. It's hard to always just have the same partner as well. Um, but I think that the important thing in doubles is the balance between the partners. If one is down, then the other one needs to up the energy and needs to pump up the other person, and vice versa. I think that's a good bond, and communication between doubles partners is very important during those matches and those key moments. And it's important to remember that anything can happen in doubles. So, and you shouldn't be afraid to take risks and do things with confidence.
Alex, if there's an opportunity for you to play doubles with Leila Fernandez, would that be a good thing?
Of course, of course, she's uh, US Open finalist, and she's a really nice person. I've met her a couple times also.
Uh-huh. So do you
So,
bond with her as far as your Filipino roots are concerned?
yes, of course. I think it's
Mhm.
we brought it up once or twice, but I'm not that close to her.
Okay.
But of course, I admire her as a tennis player and her work ethic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, seeing the success of Emma Raducanu and of course Leila Fernandez coming, from all the way from the qualifying, that must really give you even more of a boost to see that in women's tennis anything can happen. I mean, right? Like at the age of 17, 18, because they're both. How did that make you feel, Alex, when, now that Leila and Emma are like, top in the world, and previous to the US Open, they were not even in the radar of anyone.
Well, of course, what they did is very inspiring to so many people, and so many young girls, especially. Um, but I think it's very prominent to me and to a lot of other players as well that anything could happen. Even before that US Open final, I think the
Mm.
women's field was very open, and anyone could really excel in. That's why I think that in the Grand Slams, and that's why I think that women's tennis is very interesting. It's because it's very different, the
Yeah.
who wins the trophies. It's not like in men's tennis, it's always the big three.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kinito, I'm so excited now for the Grand Slams to watch Alex. I'm so excited.
You know,
It's coming soon. I can
my
feel it,
goal for
huh?
Alex is beyond the Grand Slam. I'm really thinking that someday Alex can represent the Philippines in the Olympics. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing?
Yes.
That would be a
Yeah.
wonderful thing.
Alex, there have been reports that you have sort of indicated interest in playing for the Philippines in the SEA Games and the Asian Games. Is that correct?
Yes, that's definitely in my in planning right now. And I would be super excited to play in SEA Games, and
Mm.
to be with the team, and to be surrounded by all that support. It's very exciting.
Wow. I wanted to ask Coach Danny. Of course, Alex has so many fans now, and a lot of female Filipina tennis players are aspiring to be like her. Not everyone, though, is blessed to be able to be surrounded by the people at the Nadal Academy. Tell us, what's a day now at Alex's level? What's a day like? What's a training day like for her? Yeah.
Yeah, she works on court like 2 hours 45 minutes on the morning, plus one
2:45.
more
2:45.
45, plus 1 hour fitness, and then some afternoons we choose different days to make one more hour of technique.
Mm, okay. And aside from the next, when does the 25K start in the academy? Is that on the
17th of January next week.
three, oh, next week, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
Okay. And
exactly.
after that, can you give us an idea of the first half of the year, like what tournaments she might be joining, what the general plan is? Because I know it always changes.
Yeah, right now her ranking doesn't give us any um, security to know that we're gonna get
Mm,
into any tournament, but we will try to play as much as we can the 25Ks around
mm,
here in Europe. If there is something in Asia, we would love to go as well, to be close to the fans, and also for her it's important to feel close to her culture. She means a lot, so we want to
Yes.
yeah, we make want to make it happen, but at the moment, um, no confirmation from on calendar, so we cannot confirm our calendar going to Asia soon. But we want to.
Danny, have you ever been to the Philippines?
Not yet. We tried,
Aha.
but
Aha.
the
Okay.
COVID didn't allow me.
That's it. May I also ask Danny, how many students or how many athletes are you taking care of? At any one time, at this time, for instance, outside of
Myself
Alex,
or on the academy.
just yourself.
Well, myself, I'm responsible of 5 players,
Okay.
which I'm in charge of um, technique chains or responsibility of court, school, everything. But day by day, we work with more players, around 30 players every day.
mm.
But 5 that I'm really in charge.
And Alex would be one of the five.
Exactly. Alex
And
plus 4.
yes, and any other Asians among the five? Is it just Alex who's an Asian?
No, no. I had another Asian from South Korea,
Hmm.
but at the moment, more Europeans.
Okay. Well, we're so happy that you're part of our team, and we're very
Yeah.
proud of Alex and what she has achieved. I think she's growing to be not just a tennis superstar, but also a glowing celebrity. I think she'll be a very inspiring role model for a lot of Filipinos, and we're so happy that she's progressing with a coach like you, Danny.
Thank you.
So for
Thank you
that,
very much.
we want to be
Yeah.
we want to thank you, and that's also the reason why I'm wearing my Spanish shirt.
Alex,
I'm very glad to be part of the team, not only because she have good results, but also because who she is. She's a nice girl, and it comes from a nice family, a nice culture as well. So everything include. So I'm glad to be part of it.
yeah.
No.
Well, Alex, before we let you go, tell us. I mean, I'm sorry that you got COVID. You were sidelined for 2 weeks, so you were actually in isolation on Christmas Day, or did you make it out?
No, in Christmas I was in isolation.
Okay. So, and then you made it to Seattle to spend some holiday with your family, Nico, your mom and dad, right?
Yeah.
So, how was it? How was your time naman there with your family? I know you guys were all bundled up for the snow. So,
Well, it was great. I hadn't seen my extended family for so long, and to have everyone there together was, I think, a much needed break. And over the holidays, very good. Of course, I missed the training with Danny and my other coach Adrian, but it was very. I enjoyed a lot the holidays.
yeah. So Danny, am I correct? Alex, when she travels now, she's gonna have you, and then will you also have a fitness coach with you, or
Uh, this I'm
not
trying to
sure?
convince the academy, but still we didn't achieve that. But it's or me or the other coach, Adrian, that is traveling with her most of the time, and her dad, I hope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Alex. Just maybe your message to your Filipino supporters who are certainly watching out for your 2022.
Well, well, thank you for so much for all your support. Maraming salamat. Um, it really helped me get through my 2021, especially with all of the struggles. And I hope that some of my success can help you also brighten your day or do something. And definitely have high hopes for 2022.
Thank you, Coach Danny, and we look forward to talking to you again after more wins for Alex. Muchas gracias. No. Grazie? No,
Gracias.
no, no. That's Italian.
Gracias.
Obrigado, right? In Brazilian,
Wow.
Portuguese. Obrigado. Am I correct?
Yes. Very good. Good
Alex,
pronunciation. Thank you very
say
much.
naman, say something in Spanish naman before you go. Are you fluent na?
Not really. I can understand and
Okay.
speak just a
Now
bit.
you
That's a
can
good
see. Come on.
Okay, maybe next time.
Well, thanks very much. Both of you,
Thank
thank you
you
very
so
much.
much.
Alex, so nice talking to you. And Danny, so nice to meet you. And we hope, Danny, we see you in the Philippines soon.
I hope so. Nice
Thank
to meet
you.
you. I hope to
Thank
meet
Muchas
you.
gracias.
you.
Good
Muchas
luck. Good
gracias.
luck on next week. We'll be cheering for you.
Bye-bye. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Well, always so inspiring to be able to talk to Alex Ayala. She's a very positive person, very confident tennis player. And I know that's because of the incredible team that she surrounds herself with, the coaches at the Nadal Academy, Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain. Then, of course, her parents are incredible support to her. And I'm glad she has recovered from COVID, and she seems to have taken it quite well and seems refreshed and back on track. And I'm praying that she'll do well in the next 3 weeks. It's a huge advantage for her to be playing pro tournaments at Nadal Academy, and I know that she's going to be really eager to do well, to really up her game. We heard her team say that this year they're really going to focus on the pro women's ranking. But I'm also happy to hear that she's still going to be playing some of the Grand Slam junior tournaments.
Well, I noticed that there's such a nice glow to her. I mean, there's an aura to Alex Ayala.
Yeah.
I never noticed that before. And I'm also happy, Diane, that we were able to meet. Well, you've been able to meet Danny Gómez before, but my first time to see him and to talk to him. And I think he has a very refreshing attitude towards Alex. And since he's only taking care of 5 athletes, and Alex is one of them, and the only Asian, I think it's great that they have that kind of chemistry, and it will only mean better things for Alex. And before we leave, I must say, for all of you who are watching Play It Right, remember, up your game with your Play It Right online store. We ship nationwide, so head on over to playitright.com for everything sports, from apparel to footwear to balls to Philippine team gear to whatever you need. PlayItRight.com has everything you need for your sport, and ordering is easy and hassle-free.
Well, thank you again for joining us in another episode of Play It Right TV. Thank you again to Alex Ayala, her coach Danny, parents Mike and Riza Ayala. Congratulations. I think it's just a matter of time before we see Alex in the super big time of tennis. So we'll see you again next time. I'm Diane Castillejo.
Kinito Henson.
And we are here to play it right.